Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Valorant's Purple Rain stream. Of course, GCU hosting the first ever women's only Valorant League for the second season in a row. Of course, some other leagues have come and followed in stride. But here is the only place you can see where we started it all, and we are on week. What is it?
It's week 5. Yeah,
Five.
it's week 5, round 9.
Round 9.
It's a
I
lot.
meant
It's a
round.
lot. Yeah, it's a lot easier
Yeah.
for us to see rounds because
I
that's
meant
what
round,
it all
yeah.
shows up as. But yeah,
Anywho.
it's week 5,
Yeah.
round 9. We've still got a couple of undefeated teams.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I think exactly too. Right.
yeah, literally just two UCSD, Navy, and North Texas. Actually, I looked at it. They'll be duking it out next Friday.
Yeah, of course, UW White dropping their first game very recently. Then the Western Wings and Stanley Clan tied for 6-2. Carleton not behind at 5-3.
Yeah. So definitely we're seeing some really good playoff contention from really all these teams. I think it's I believe it's 8-player playoff contention.
Yep.
So those top 8 teams you see right now, that's actually the first line, and then Mizzou is the 8th. If I can do math correctly, we had this conversation last week. I suck at math.
That's what I was about to get into is Mizzou, and then the following, I think it's 4 teams that are tied, still have a decent chance to catch up to those teams like Carleton and UD that are still.
Yeah, so
one behind.
GCU Lavender sitting at 2-6 actually does play NMSU tonight.
Yes.
So they're looking to get that third win. Luna sitting at 2-6 will be playing Waterloo tonight. So Waterloo's looking for their 8th win. And then we actually just found out TMU White is no longer with us in the tournament. They had some scheduling conflicts. One of their players wasn't able to make it. They weren't able to find a sub. So we would just like to thank them for the games that they did put in. It was a great showing from their teams, a lot of great participation from them, and we wish them the best of luck. Hopefully we get to see them again next season with an even stronger team.
Yeah, but let's get more into the matchup we have for tonight. Like you said, it is Waterloo
and Cal Luna. Waterloo White and Cal Luna. So,
I would say these are the 2 teams we got up for tonight. Like we said, Waterloo White are currently 7-1, Cal Luna 2-6, I believe it was.
Yep.
And here are the lineups for both teams.
We've got a little bit of a difference here. Brooklyn, Castley, Pukiwuki, Admire, and Ji Young still. The Warriors roster is the same. Whoopa will have first game subbed out by Bola.
Yeah.
And Raisnade is subbed out by Valley.
Which is interesting because if I'm not mistaken from that graphic, I believe Whoopa is their team captain.
Whoopa, I believe so, but Whoopa will be playing game 2.
Yes,
that is the case. They will be coming back into game 2, which sneak peek is going to be Lotus.
That's what I was going to get into, is we did actually watch their band. So speaking of game 2, it might be a good time to break down the maps that we're going to be seeing throughout this match.
Yeah, so map 1, we're going to be seeing Bind. We've seen it a couple times. It's an interesting matchup because of the way Bind works. Rotations can happen quickly through teleporters. They can get from A site to B site before the defense even has time to realize that they're rotating. But also in the same way, you can push up into B site and go to A site almost immediately. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams like to play teleporters. So a lot of teams like to push up into A main, and then will instantly teleport into B mid. So it'll be, like I said, I love watching this map get played because I believe it was last VCT season, we saw Tens playing a lot of Yoru on this map, and it became very popular for Yoru to get played because all of Yoru's utility, it does interact with the teleporter, can go through the teleporter, and will continue traveling until it obviously reaches a barrier where it cannot pass through. So we may see a couple Yoru games being played in this, but obviously I've mentioned before, I love Viper on Bind. We haven't seen too much of it, but it is actually super. But I'm really hoping for at least one Viper to get played today.
Yeah. And of course, before we do get into that game, I would just like to remind you all at home that GCU Esports and Purple Rain are both powered by Rockstar Energy. Their energy drinks keep you feeling like a rock star and energized throughout the day. We could not be doing this without them and the $5,000 prize pool that they have contributed to this event. Again, cannot thank them enough for sponsoring this event.
We actually got a few new flavors at the GCU Esports Arena. We've got tons of Rockstar flavors available for purchase at any time of the day. And we just recently got my favorite Rockstar is the lemonade. Just it's really good. Doesn't have like that
Pints for punch.
It doesn't have that energy drink taste, you know. It doesn't, and it's non-carbonated, so it's a lot easier to drink. We just got raspberry lemonade and strawberry lemonade, and both of them really good flavors.
Good.
But to me, they do not compare to the regular lemonade.
Okay.
It just feels like the flavor's really intense in the back of your
strawberry
throat.
lemonade is just one of my favorite flavors in general.
Oh, it's a fantastic
for
flavor.
Rockstar specifically.
It's a really good flavor. And then we also got this like whipped strawberry. It actually kind of has like that sensation in your mouth that it's like it has cream in the drink itself. Yeah. It's actually quite good. Yeah. But it's a little bit of a different flavor.
Speaking of different flavors, what's game 2 looking like? Remind me.
Game 2, it is in fact a different flavor. Because it's Lotus, a 3-side map. Actually, I'm very surprised. A lot of these teams like playing on Lotus.
We have seen it most of the weeks that I have commentated.
Yeah, North Texas, I believe,
all but one.
is very good on Lotus. Western Wings, I believe, actually picks Lotus as their primary map. A lot of Lotus being played in Purple Rain.
Maybe it's just a strong counter pick since like it's not the preferred meta like Ascent, you know.
Yeah,
Ascent I feel like most teams are practiced on. Whereas recently we've seen the trend of like last week and this week of teams going to Ascent game 3.
Yeah, because
it's all reliable.
Which is actually the exact same thing as it is this week. Ascent, it will be our third map.
Last week and this week.
20. I think when we're looking at it, it's now 27 times that Ascent has been picked in map picks and bans.
Yeah.
So it's either gone map 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to get played on to be shown. It just has to have been picked in play. So 27 times is insane.
You need to break down what the proportion of that is.
Yeah, but we're gonna get straight into it. We've got a fantastic matchup for you today. Waterloo Warriors versus Cal Luna Esports. Okay, I'm already seeing it, and I'm already happy. Valley, you're playing Viper, and I'm happy.
There you go.
A couple of geckos coming through. The gecko has actually
also
seen
kind of cropping up a lot.
Has
about
seen
as much
a lot
as
of
Lotus
play
does.
And it's different because you don't see it a lot in pro play, but it's showing that Gecko is one of those comfort picks. A lot of these players really enjoy the Gecko play style of kind of having that 6th man to plant the bomb for you and just being able to play more as a team rather than putting yourself down a player for 4 seconds.
I think being able to auto plant is just the hugest factor that we've seen come up with Gecko plays every single round.
That was one of the big...
It's no wonder that he comes up as often.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the big reasons we saw Taznumi having so many plants.
Yeah.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Taznumi having the most amount of plants in the season so far just because they play Gecko. That bomb is always in her hands, and Wingman is always getting that bomb down.
Also, you can see as well as us, but it is worth pointing out that the Warriors are going to be defending first off, while Cal Esports is on the attack, whereas that will be switching up for the next 2 games, assuming we do go to game 2 and 3.
So Cal Luna actually opting out of having a Sentinel on this map.
Really? What do you think about that?
It's very, very sketchy because of how easy it is to rotate on this map. Having a Sentinel is always nice, so you have control over your rotate, so that you're always able to go backwards and not have to worry about getting picked off. So that will be interesting to see how these players like to do it.
That's what I was asking, if you think it's going to be beneficial or a bit detrimental.
I think it will, in fact, be a detriment to the Cal Luna team because I have the feeling that Waterloo, especially Castley, playing that Cypher, will want to play a little bit of an aggressive flank.
Yeah. I mean, even on the defense, they are going to be switching to offense for the next 2 games. Like I said, assuming we go to game 3. So I think Waterloo is definitely looking to just hold the fort for these this first half, and then probably going to try and steamroll with that momentum for the rest of the set.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, this is a lot different than what we've seen starting out a lot of these games. I feel like a lot of the games that we've streamed so far, the first round is always the most intense, the most fast-paced off-rip. Whereas this one, we're actually playing a little bit slower. We're playing a little bit more cautious. We're waiting players out, and we're just actually going to get the bomb down immediately.
Yeah.
Wingman is actually gonna get the bomb down, and Cal Luna with the first kill of the game.
Yeah, like we said, a very helpful little 6 teammate, especially because now they are already up a player of an agent, I should say. Whereas Waterloo is looking to make this reclaim right now, sneaking right into Cataluna's trap. Nice with another bang from G Young.
It's going to be kill 2 for Waterloo. They're bringing this back from the depths. Bola is not going to be able to get that kill, and Waterloo bringing back the 4v5 without dropping a single kill.
Pretty handy retake there. I mean, couple players on low HP, but like you said, only losing the one is going to look pretty nice on their side of econ.
Yeah, and I don't... Brooklyn was the only one to buy shield and actually have some left at the end of that round. Yeah. So none of these characters are losing that shield in that first round. They're not wasting that 400 credits on the shield. And now all of them are able to buy up. And that outlaw coming out, oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah, Brooklyn is able to satchel on top of truck, bring that outlaw, and the outlaw is what you like to call the outlaw or the econ breaker, because if you do not have full armor, you are a one tap to this weapon.
Yeah.
At any point, because even to the feet, it does 126.
I mean, yeah, round 2 is already pretty expected to go to whichever team won round 1, but I think they are looking to not leave it up to chance here.
That's going to be that first kill. Still has another bullet. Doesn't even have to worry about reloading. Just going to pop it anyways. Going to miss the second shot. Going to hit the third, though.
That was a really rough cross there. I'm not sure how I feel about that, Evan.
Yeah, you have to be wary. I think they were expecting Brooklyn to not have reloaded in that split second, but a great decision from Brooklyn to reload.
And that's the thing. I was really expecting Cataluna to just peel back there.
Both of these players, they know where they both are.
They're just banging through the wall at this point.
Yep. Going to get taken out. Leila's going to be blinded, and that's going to be round 2.
Flawless round. Whew. Like I said, Evan, not at all leaving it up to chance, even with the buy-up. Or rather, because of the buy-up. We're now going to see if Cataluna can take back this round 3.
And I, honestly, Waterloo is sitting comfortable right now. It's always... Bonuses are always easier to commit to when you are on defense, because the attackers have to push into you.
Yeah.
So these kills, you can sit in corners, you can kind of hold really nasty angles, but in the end of the day, the attackers have to come to you, so you can always kind of have the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Brooklyn actually going to opt in to push out early. There, that is at 140 damage being dealt. Valley going to be brought up back up to almost full health by Lilac.
There we go.
Dizzy not going to find anything, and now it is going to be another plant for Cataluna onto this A site. Wingman actually going to get taken out.
Yeah.
Now Saber being forced to pick up the bomb and plant by themselves. Not quite going to get that kill. That is a huge plan down for Cataluna. They just have to keep their hold on this site. Oh, Bola barely avoiding that aftershock.
Wow.
Lilac able to find one. Myra able to find one. Valley watching the wrong angle. Lena able to trade, and Myra able to find Lena. And that... And you lose guns to the hands of the opposing team, and it goes from winnable to losable just like that.
So yeah, it now looks to become, like I said, a very tough sell here as Waterloo is up 3-0. Pretty likely to take this next round as well. Given just how the momentum of Valorant tends to pan out.
I am actually surprised by Cataluna's decision here.
What's up?
They're forcing up to try and bring back round 4 and then force Waterloo into a potential econ.
Yeah.
Very sketchy, because now if you lose this round, you're down for 2 more.
Yeah, that is a very precarious position to put yourself in.
Stuns go through. Purple not able to...
They are just hoping to win it in a gunfight.
Oh, but Pookie comes through the portal and gets found out, and Meyer finds a trade. Brooklyn finds one, Valley finds the trade, and Meyer finds the other trade.
Yep, it is all down to this gunfight. All right, Lena, she is poking around here.
A risky play, almost turning into exactly how they want this. Luna may end up losing this round, but it does bring, and I mean, it's tough because Waterloo's econ right now is looking fine if they win this round here. Whereas Luna, even if they do end up finding the kills, it is going to be tough in going into this next round because they are not going to have any credits to their name.
Yeah.
Does not spray through the... Oh, actually does find the kill onto Castley.
Ooh, very close call.
They have to be careful here. They do not know who these last two players are, but it is actually going to be a free plant for Cal Luna. And now just down to a 2v2.
We are going to see the Gecko start to peel off a little bit, try to kind of just create that extra space. Bola, meanwhile,
Bola actually knows both of these players are in this CT area. Not able to find that first kill. Finds one, finds two! What a fantastic spray transfer from Bola!
Like we said, Cal Luna taking that 4th round.
And I was so wary of that decision from Cal Luna to take that force up in round 4 because it puts them in such a terrible position.
Yes.
But able to find just a couple kills. Pookie, I'm sorry, that was a rough play in Showers, in the Showers teleporter, because she walks, she teleports, and she throws Dizzy instead of having her gun out to take the gunfight, and it puts them down a player immediately. And as the trades come through, Cal Luna's down 1 player, but then they're able to find that third, and it just makes it a winnable match.
Yeah, and now going into Game 5, Cal Luna officially saying that they are going to make this a competitive game.
Waterloo has to be careful here. They do not want to lose any players, but Pookie actually sees 3, maybe 4 players on that B-long side. Nobody from Waterloo actually going to rotate out. Now we see Admire coming to the B-side rescue. Now Luna just wants to take this site. They're going to dog into elbow. They're going to clear site as much as they can. Saber is in hookah, a great play. Pookie finds 1, Castley finds a 2nd. Wingman's going to get the bomb down, but Luna just does not have the space. And Naira's going to pop breach ult. They're going to get out. And I don't know if these... Oh, a tough spray. Yeah. Brooklyn finds 1, Bola finds 1. And we're now down to a 2v2.
Anybody's game.
Oh, and the first tick of that bomb finds... Oh, and that was a... Purple Lilac actually lives through that, but does not know that the bomb is being diffused. And then that's going to be round 4. That was almost a fantastic play.
Very close game.
If Gecko there was just 2 HP higher from the Sky Heal, I think they live that, and that is an absolutely winnable matchup. But, I mean, that's just tough. Also, the Sky Flash, that was also a tough call from Purple Lilac there. Obviously heard the Razor get popped, but still choosing to flash and not swing. That was the toughest part of that. She flashed but did not swing, so that Ray's ult still stays up and knows exactly where she is going into it. But I mean, Brooklyn still having the op in hand, they have to avoid this Showers angle. They do not want to peek that. Brooklyn has been hitting her shots all day. 7-1 with an operator in hand is deadly to the side of Cal Luna.
And you can see from this positioning alone that Waterloo is definitely anticipating another A push.
It's going to be 1 kill.
Yep. There we go, yeah. Let's see if they swing over and pick off another. Yep. All right.
It is just going to be a mad dash away from the operator, away from the A site. They're looking to take B site now, trying to get it before Brooklyn can come back and assist. But I mean, they're just playing this slow. They do, like I mentioned before, they don't have sentinels to control this space. They don't have anybody that has pushed up this far prior to them pushing right now, so they do not know where any of these players are at.
And it looks like they're about to encounter Castley. Actually, no, a few players from Waterloo now coming down to support. Yeah, Waterloo is now certain that they can rotate, and it looks like that operator might be getting back in position.
Castley finds a 2nd, is going to find a 3rd.
Wow!
And now it is all down to Bola here in Garden. Full util might just have to save a gun here. Their econ is not looking great. Yeah, 9. Bola with the most amount of money on their team. And this is going to be a tough sell for Cal Luna, obviously.
That triple kill alone, devastating coming out from Castley.
Launching smoke.
Oh, with the knife out, Ji-Young still on the A side is able to find that last kill.
Really rough, because you could tell Bola was just retreating to try and prevent getting picked off at that point, because there was not enough time to push and actually plan.
Oh.
Whew.
And now, Waterloo up 4 kills. Cal Luna finally forced onto the save.
Yeah, Waterloo also up 4 games.
Yeah.
4 rounds, I should say. Ugh.
We got a few ults coming through actually. Nothing as intense as the Breach ult is online, but we do have Brimstone ult for the post plant. We've got Reyna ult for a potential fast push, and Sky ult obviously finding out a little bit of a detail about where these players are at. See, Gecko pushing into Hookah here. Obviously, Castley's had the same setup every single time, so these players are able to read it a little bit. Gecko ult gets dropped down B long and is not actually going to find anything. He's going to, yeah, and I don't know if you saw it on the map there, but Thrash actually gets brought back so that
Right there.
Gecko can re-pick it up and then use it again in 30 seconds. One of the few ults available in this game where you can re-pick it up and use it again.
Yeah.
It's actually a very broken mechanic.
It was like definitely going to be a huge help in this matchup. Cal Luna still rotating up to A. Waterloo not quite yet committing to protecting this A side, but, you know, it's better that they stay spread at the moment. Such little information.
They've got the numbers advantage. They have the intel that nobody is in U-Haul. They're able to take this space. And now, but I mean, they're just planting default, and Meyer is just going to spray through everything and get that free kill.
Yeah.
That is tough for them. And now they're going to try and get it down again, but I mean, the same exact thing is going to happen for a second time. And now as Lena is trapped by Thrash, and Meyer's going to find one. Saber's going to get the trade onto Castley. Going to get stunned out. Pookie, it actually doesn't get the stun off. Barely avoids it. Jiyoung going to find the kill, though, and Brooklyn going to find the last.
Yeah, I was really shocked to see that that did not stun there, but I mean, hey, their teammates picked up the slack, so all's well that ends well for Waterloo White. Cal Luna, again, looking a little bit rough here. They had that round. We know that they can take some more wins here. It's just a matter of pulling that synergy back together.
Yeah, I mean, Brooklyn is 10-2 right now. Is just not dying, finding those kills. This definitely is viable. Cal Luna definitely has an opportunity to bring this back here. They've got the weapons. I mean, round 4, they forced up and they were able to find the win. And they just need to go back through and figure out what they did in that round that got them so much momentum. Oh my goodness, a great shot from Lena and avoids the breach stun.
Yeah, really nice headbang there.
There now, it's just going to be a wait for other players to maybe push out. Shots, shooting it. That must have been like frame perfect because I don't think you can shoot Dizzy out of Gecko's hand.
Yeah, like just a couple. Again, just another like baffling interaction where I was like, huh?
Okay, well, picked it back up. So they still have Dizzy available to them. But I mean, they are loving this A site. But like I mentioned before, they don't have a sentinel. They have no clue that there are 2 players on the flank right now, and this could be absolutely terrible. None of these Cal Luna players are watching their back, and this just could be an absolute slaughter from the side of Cal Luna. They're gonna wait for the stuns to come through. Cassie finds one, not gonna find the second, but Admirer does. Jiyoung finding one. Valley finding a trade, but Pookie is there to clean up house.
That's unfortunate because I mean Cal Luna did take a couple trades there, but we're not able to finish the job. Yeah, Waterloo waiting almost to their detriment, but I think it was ultimately the smart play.
No, that was that is what in this game a lot of people refer to as trigger discipline.
Yes.
They wait till they see all the players in their vision so that they can just one by one click heads until all these players are dead. But I mean, if they have any util, any idea that those 2 Waterloo players are behind them, they can easily get those 2 picks, take teleporter, and it is a free B site into a 5v2.
Because in that moment, Waterloo absolutely had the advantage. They knew that they saw Luna, but Luna did not see them.
Exactly.
Of course, like I said, it could have turned bad if they whipped around, but they were able to pull it together in the end.
Yeah. And now Cal Luna is just going to wait. They're down weaponry, they're down credits, they're down kills, and they're down rounds. So they're just waiting for Waterloo to make that mistake. Brooklyn is loving this push, though. The showers is all hers. And, I mean, it's just...
They are going to definitely have to force those mistakes sooner than later, Evan. It is a 6-round advantage at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the map control. Waterloo having the entirety of A site, while Cal Luna is forced into a group on this B long. The blind goes through. Saber Dice gets picked off again. Just a ghost in hand. Now these players are going to try and meet up with each other to get some kills. The stun goes through. One kill goes down, and the second does as well. And now as the players get sandwiched.
Again. Wow. Taking that spike carrier was already going to make it pretty rough for Caluna because, I mean, they would have had to dive right back in to pick it up. Ultimately leading to a flawless round.
I mean, that is the detriment of not having a sentinel, not having any util, not having any players watching your flank. You're forced into a cubby with no way to clear yourself out.
Just a very squishy team comp right now.
It is. Realistically, Lilac is using their heals as much as they can to keep this team alive, but obviously the Vandal doing 160 to the head, that is an instant death, not putting you down to 1 HP, but instant death, yeah. They're not Sage. There's no rezzing in this team comp. Esley knows that there's one there. Sees, but doesn't decide to spray. An interesting choice.
Like you said, that trigger discipline.
Honestly, though, I feel like Castley had the advantage on the spray there because the Vandal doesn't show tracers. There are no bullet tracers when going through smokes, when going through walls, or anything like that. Whereas the Vandal will actually have tracers. I like that from Caluna. They recognized that their last plant spot was not working, so they are going to plant outside of default and get that free plant down. Oh, a great kill from Bola, seeing where the Sky Util was going. Just has to avoid shooting too much, has the Vandal, has the tracers, does not want to get picked off in such a precarious spot.
Right behind Saber Dice. Two players closing in.
Oh, a great kill from Valley pushing out of the smoke. Bola, they do not know that she's sitting here. Valley goes down and the whiff comes through.
Yeah.
And now Wingman's on the defusal. Oh, but it's not enough time.
I think that's done.
Oh,
there we go.
If I'm not mistaken, and chat can yell at me if I'm wrong. Wingman doesn't save at half. Wingman, if you put Wingman on the bomb, he either defuses or he doesn't.
Yeah.
There is no halving with Wingman.
And that was definitely to the detriment of that team just then.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, okay, Wingman gets a half. Oh, it's back down to 0 with no time left. And that just came to me when I thought about it. I was actually a great hold from I think it was I think it's Purple. Yeah, it was Purple Lilac left there at the end, getting a kill and a collat onto Wingman, able to save that round.
Bola, I believe it was, almost got a few other picks, but we unfortunately saw her barrel.
Yeah, Valley went down.
A bit wide.
Valley went down. Bola had a great read, but Valley going down dropped the Viper ult just long enough for these players to find Bola. But I mean, it was just enough. It was enough hold. Waterloo did not push fast enough to make that round viable.
Yeah, like we said, Caluna showing that even if Waterloo is the favorite to win tonight, they are definitely not going to go down without a fight. Putting up a couple rounds, let's see if they can take a full game win.
Actually interested by this hold from Waterloo. They just won the A site, but they're actually putting their better hold on B site. Brim rotating back to help on the A side, so now it's back to a 3v2. But if these Caluna players do decide to go to B, it could be a very tough hold for them. No real util able to deny besides Breach Aftershock.
They definitely have spent a lot of time on that A side. Like you said, finally switching out of default at least.
Now it is 30 seconds left on the clock. Caluna going to rotate to this B side. They just have to find Admire in this elbow corner. They've got smokes available. They know where she is. Oh, and this could be horrible. This could be horrible.
Ooh.
Brooklyn finds 2. Bola finds Brooklyn, and Admire actually does not take as much damage as I expected.
Yeah, but now we're going to see both teams.
The plane comes down, and that is a great denial. That is actually going to be the end of the round.
Yeah. Wow.
Great ult usage from Brimstone there.
Yeah, that trade was really not what Caluna wanted to see, with Brooklyn taking 2 before going down, because it did mean that by the time both teams converged to the B side, they were already at a numbers disadvantage, kept getting picked down every time they tried to plant. Whew.
Sorry, I missed Jiyoung on the scoreboard there, and I thought for a second that they didn't have a brim, and Zaber accidentally ulted their own team. But then I was like, oh wait, no, they do have a brim. I'm going crazy. Yeah, great ult from Jiyoung there, denying the plant, securing them that round. And now Cal Luna down weaponry. They're on a force, and the last round of the half, and Brooklyn back with the op in hand, staring down long, waiting for anybody to walk into that crosshair, has been absolutely phenomenal on these long-range shots today. Cal Luna just looking to deny anything. They're actually going to rotate towards this B-long side, unknowing that they are walking into the... Yeah, I mean, that's
right
just,
into that.
That is just
Speak of the devil.
right into the what was, it's like the jaws of the wolf or something like that. There's an old saying.
Lion's Den, something like that.
Something like that.
Dizzy has targets.
Pookie's in this, wants these kills. Maybe the smoke not going to go down in time for them to find Valley.
Yeah. Whew.
But now,
I had to hold my breath.
Luna is in a 4v5 right now. They've got ults that they need to use. I mean, I think Bola's had this ultimate for like 5 rounds now and has just not used it. I mean,
at this point, it's now or never.
I think right now, as they take this push, you've got to pop ult. You've got to send it into this back site and find these 2 players.
Yeah, because if Waterloo takes this round and goes up 10-2, it's going to be really tough for Cal Luna to win that many rounds consecutively.
A little bit of a misplace for... that is fantastic usage from Cassie there.
Yeah.
Not able to find a third,
Stuck in the
but it is not going to be enough time for the bomb to go down, and that's going to be round 10 to Waterloo.
Yeah, it was good for Cal Luna to catch Cassie in the reload, but they were still mowed down by Pookie Bear.
Yeah, and I mean,
Pookie was
two players there getting their ultimates left. I mean, right there, if I'm Bola, if I'm Saber, I'm popping. If I'm Bola, I'm popping ultimate, I'm pushing triple, and I'm trying to find that brimstone, trying to deny any hold. And if I'm Saber, you know that that Cypher has been sitting in U-Haul the entire time. Just slam him with Hellstorm. It's tough because, you know, you'd never want to leave your ultimate ability being unused, especially for that long. Bola having it since almost round 4. So having it for a long time not being used. It's like, if you save it for the right opportunity, by the time you get to that opportunity, you would have had your ultimate ability again. So it's really just a matter of getting it down as quickly as possible as soon as you have it, instead of waiting for the right opportunity to use it. Now Waterloo, they're going to be looking for this fast push. They're going to be playing way more aggressive than Cal Luna did on their offensive side. They're looking for the fast kills. They're looking for the fast rounds. Going to find a couple of trades there. Myra actually finding a second. Valley finds 1, but through the smoke, Jiyoung gets Valley. Now Pookie is up into hookah. Castley is here as well, and now it is just going to be players left. Bola, the only one alive.
Cal Luna was again taking some pretty strong trades at the very beginning of the round, but now that Waterloo is on the offense, it's just looking tougher and tougher for them to keep up with this pressure. All right, Bola trying to move in by her lonesome, but...
Bola here actually wanting to avoid dying to the Waterloo players. The more, if she dies to a Waterloo player, she gives them money, but if she dies to the bomb, no money is put into the hands, and Jiyoung actually is going to find it.
Yeah. Really close because she almost got them first.
Yeah, it is a curious little interaction with the economy in this game. If you get a kill, it gives you 100. I think it's 100 credits, or something like that. It gives you credits. If you die to the bomb, the credits just, I don't know, get exploded
into the ether.
they go wherever the bomb residue goes into the air. So right there, I mean, if you're last alive, you're maybe looking for a kill. But I mean, it's tough in a 3v1. Realistically, you just want to hide and die to the bomb.
And Waterloo is now up 11-2.
Yeah,
how's the econ looking for the rest of this game, Evan?
As long as Waterloo wins this, it's more or less over. I mean, we saw Cal Luna able to find a round 4 win, but they don't need a round 4 win. They need a round 14 and 15 win, and then so on and so forth.
And then again, and again, and
But
again.
as bomb goes down, Waterloo has fantastic sight composure, sight control. Saberdice not able to find the double
Wow,
headshot.
Pookie Wookie Bear with a triple
Oh,
kill.
Bola before.
Nice trade.
Oh, and that's Brooklyn
wipes it out,
just
though,
gonna
yeah.
send it straight in. Stinger run and gun, or sorry, Spectre run and gun is going to put Waterloo onto match point.
Pookie Wookie Bear now 13-4 with a triple kill that last round. Of course, getting traded by Bola, so pretty strong
Meyer
play.
is doing absolutely phenomenal with their flashes. 11 and 11.
Oh,
Finding
yeah.
the kills and finding the assists is honestly one of the hardest things to do in this game.
Yeah.
Having a high amount of assists while also having a high amount of kills is very difficult, because usually if you're finding the assist, it means you're using your abilities, and usually if
Yeah.
you're using your abilities, you find the kill.
I remember us talking about that a couple weeks ago because
Ina's pushed up here, doesn't know Castle where Castle is, not able to find that kill.
Yep.
And now that is actually going to be a gun, a couple of guns into the hands of Waterloo. They're looking to finish this off. Spike, Pookie gonna finally plant Spike with Wingman. And now in a 5v2, it
pretty
is
much a
all
free
down
plant,
to
yeah.
Fally and Luna. They've got guns, but they need to kill these 5 players. Castley does find Bolo. The 2 come through,
Yeah.
and that is going to be game 1 on Bind going to Waterloo White.
Valley almost had that. Almost had that spray there, but
That would have
didn't
been
pull the
tough.
trigger.
That would
Yeah,
have been tough.
would've been absolutely tough.
I think Jiang actually had a judge there, so it would have just been a shotgun to the chest at the end. I really liked the way Cal Luna was playing. They had the correct thought process. Maybe Waterloo just showing why they're 7-1, why they have these many
Absolutely.
wins, why they are one of those top 5 dominant teams.
And now we're going to be moving to Lotus in the next game where they are on the offense.
Yeah,
so I
Lotus.
think we might even see that more
Lotus is a
exacerbated.
completely different game. Lotus is actually a completely different game. But before we go into why it's different and whether or not we will maybe see a different outcome, we're going to go to a quick 3-minute break, and we'll be right back with more Purple Rain.
See you guys.
Hi, I was told I'm welcoming you all back.
Hello.
We just watched Game 1, Bind of Cal Luna versus Waterloo White.
Yes.
Waterloo White, if you're just tuning in, Waterloo White winning 13-2. Cal Luna having a
Yes.
couple of fantastic rounds there actually. Round
Yeah.
4, forcing up off of a round 3 loss into a win,
Yeah.
and then a great hold in round 7. I think.
something
I think
like
it was. I think it was.
something
I
in that
believe it was round
ballpark.
7. Something in the first half.
Either way, showing that they definitely have a good competitive drive here,
Yeah.
just not able to keep that up for as
Yep.
much rounds as they would have liked.
And Waterloo just showing dominance,
Yeah.
catching those 13 rounds fairly simply.
And of course, as I
Having
just
a few
mentioned, if you were just tuning in, they are also now going to be moving on to attack in Lotus, the team that we just watched win Waterloo. So we might see that dominance kind of just carry
Yep.
on into this next game.
If you are just with us, we would once again like to mention that this is Purple Rain, a
Yes.
women's only Valorant league
Yes.
hosted by GCU and powered by Rockstar. Both GCU Esports and Purple Rain are powered by Rockstar.
Yes.
Their energy drinks keep you feeling like a rock star and energized throughout the day. I am a big fan, and I do
Yep.
enjoy a little bit of energy here and there. But
They are the funds that we got for this prize pool at the very end of this tournament. So that's what we're all competing for. Couldn't have done it without them.
Yep.
Many thanks.
Absolutely. $5,000 is a lot of money to come by.
And of course, many thanks to our teams that are playing as well. Of course, these two here tonight.
Yeah.
Putting a show on for all y'all at home.
The one change that we're seeing, besides the map, we're seeing a little bit of team comp change coming in here. Waterloo keeping their same 5, nothing crazy going on there. But if you were here for Game 1, Bola is going to be subbed out for their team captain, Whoopa.
Okay.
So we'll see a little bit of a change going on there. Not sure what we're gonna see from Whoopa. You know, we saw Bola play, so we can assume what Bola's gonna do, but we don't know anymore. We don't know. Does Whoopa play duelist? Does Whoopa play a different role? Are we going to see a little bit of team comps being changed up on Lotus? Obviously, I doubt we're going to see the same exact player comps that we saw on Bind. Obviously, it's a different map, it's a different setup, blah 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 here and there. But Lotus is much different than Bind. Obviously, having a 3-site map, not having quick rotates, but in the same sense, also having quick rotates.
Yeah.
It's very curious because with Bind, you have teleporters that just kind of send you across the map. With Lotus, you have rotating doors that give you access to a completely different area.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're on C side of Lotus, you can get to B side through a door. But the curious thing is, if you want to go from B side to C side, you have to go through the door, but before that, you have to cross the opening to B site, which a lot of times players will get caught out in.
Yeah.
If you don't smoke it off, if the defensive team hasn't smoked it off to deny the push, if you try and jump through there, it is a very precarious spot to be put in when you're just trying to make it out alive.
Yeah.
So a lot of teams try to avoid that B site to C site push. They a lot of times try to go more C to B if need be. Oh, a lot of B's coming through.
And a lot of teams have brought us to Lotus in this Purple Rain series, so it's exciting to see if this will pan out as we've seen those last few. A lot of the times it is a pretty dominant showing.
Yeah, Western, I think, actually taking this map 13-0 just last week.
Yeah.
Very interesting setup, but I mean, we've seen Luna take rounds. We've seen Luna be able to hold their own on attack. We haven't seen much of them on defense.
Yes.
So that's going to be the reality of this matchup. It's kind of tough for Luna to only have played 3 or 4 rounds on that defensive side on Bind, because now they do not have a read on how Waterloo likes to play their attack.
It's just very unfortunate for them to only have defense on lock for, what was it, like 3 rounds?
3 rounds, yeah.
Something like that.
So now Luna having to find out how Waterloo likes to attack on a completely different style map with a completely different team comp. I do think that we will see Pookie Wookie actually play a little bit of Gecko here. I think the Gecko might actually slip through, or at least the Gecko being played. May not be by Pookie, but I do think the Gecko does slip through the cracks here. We've seen a lot of Gecko being played on this
teams.
Lotus site.
Yeah, one on both teams last game.
Yeah, honestly, I think it might go through. It might go through for both.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we might see both teams playing Gecko. I think the only time that we've seen Gecko played on Lotus outside of this was ASU.
Yeah.
Maybe Western played it. I think Western might have played it as well, but ASU for sure playing it. Taz Numi, one of the most infamous Geckos so far in this
Oh, yeah.
league.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, we're just kind of waiting here. If you're here with us, thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed the stream so far.
How was your week?
Yeah, how?
What's your favorite?
Let us know.
Rockstar
How was your week, Micah?
My week.
Let's give him a little.
Eh,
Let's give him a little
okay.
personality
Well, it's
check.
a little stressful now. It was fine before, but it's a little.
We are
stressful
coming
now.
up on midterms.
I did. We are coming up on midterms. You know, basically, I have 3 classes this semester. 2 of them with the same professor in the same room.
Right after each other.
There's like 2 hours in between, so
Oh, that's really
so right after each other would actually be more convenient. But enough about me. We actually are going to go to the draft.
Yep. You lucked out.
I lucked out not having to explain my whole life story about my keys being lost.
Oh wait, hold on. I have the
Uh-oh.
craziest Pookie Wookie Bear. I'm reading you. I know your playbook. Pookie Wookie Bear going to play Gecko. Admire going to play Breach once again. Admire obviously looking very comfortable on the Breach. Castle going to switch to KJ on this map. KJ can be very dominant. Her bots are can be played very well on C site. I'm looking to see how they play it on attack this time. Obviously, Jiyoung going to go with the smokes on Omen. Brooklyn going to go with the Rays. And we're seeing the same not team comp, but the same general setup. Brooklyn on the Duelist, Jiyoung on the single controller, Castley on Sentinel, and then the double initiators coming out from Admire and Pookie Wookie Bear. Kaluna not quite hovering anything yet. Valley looking like they want to play a little bit of KJ. Purple Lilac looking like they're going to swap from the Sky to the Breach. Whoopa sitting on the initiator.
Yeah.
They are. They are actually going to swap. So we saw Bola play the double initiator.
Okay.
I
They
don't hate this. I
So they
do.
are running a Sentinel this time. So
The tough part about this is they're running double duelist on defense first.
yeah.
So they do not have as much denial. They're real.
And the problem is that if the pace of the matches goes about as it did last game, they will not have very long on offense.
No. So and maybe they're just looking to pick it up on their offensive side. But Waterloo having such an aggressive comp here. I mean, KJ Mollies are able to control a lot of space when you throw them. They're able to block off a lot of different angles. Rays obviously being a very oppressive champion, being able to double satchel, and then double blinds coming in from Pookie and from Admire with the Breach, with Gecko's Dizzy. So it's going to be tough for Luna to hold this with the comp that they have.
All right. Like they're putting in position for a bit of a C push right now. But obviously it's going to be a little bit hard to see where exactly they are moving, as this is a 3-site map, as we've laboriously told everyone for weeks.
Oh my god. And
Sure, by now you should all be getting the mechanics of this, but whoa. Okay. They're looking for C. Okay. Nice.
Brooklyn almost messing up the double satchel there, is able to find it, is going to push into the smoke.
They're
Not
walking right through smoke.
I don't think in the call it didn't go through that she was pushing. Gonna find one before dying to Whoopa.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a half decent trade. You see Cal Luna now 1-4.
These Waterloo players are running into each other left, right, and center.
Not being
Jiyoung
able to
gonna
take a bang
find
before going down,
the 5th kill. And Waterloo only loses 1. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very fast-paced attack round from Waterloo here. They are looking to get these rounds early, get the bomb down, potentially within the first 30 seconds of the round is really what it's looking like. And it is, and I mean, Lotus being such an attacker-sided map, 3-sided maps are always known to be more attacker-sided as the defense is more spread thin. And Waterloo honestly taking advantage of that.
All right. Now moving into round 2. Yeah, like you said, Waterloo taking an early lead, potentially going to go for 3 straight rounds like they did last game. Especially now that they're on the offense, it's going to be a little harder for Cal Luna to resist this
Brooklyn.
pressure. Wow!
Able to find Lena early on.
Yeah.
And these players are going to back off, and they are looking at what is a free A site. The door is open, so there can be some contests from Cal Luna. But with the stun and the blind coming through, these players are not looking too happy. Castley finds one. Castley finds a second. And now, as Wingman is being sent in, it's going to be a 5v2 to the side of Waterloo.
Yeah, like you called Pookie Wookie Bear back on the Gecko.
Castley finds a third.
All right. Castley putting up big numbers.
And there, Brooklyn finds another.
Taking the flawless round for Waterloo White again, just to reiterate, looking like they might be able to take 3-0 for these early rounds, which, as we know, kind of spells doom for the next following rounds.
Yeah, it's also tough. This is, in fact, Waterloo's map pick.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of maybe comfortability towards the side of Waterloo rather than to the side of Luna. And, I mean, they chose, but the thing is they did not choose the attack side. I would always, if I am playing on a map that I am not super comfortable with, I'm always picking defense first. Or, actually, they did pick defense first. So, maybe Waterloo just feels comfortable on both sides of this map. It's a tough matchup. Jiyoung finds one onto Woopa on the A side. I mean, that's just a tough push-up. You try and clear rubble, but maybe you just take a little bit too much space, and then you peek out at the wrong time and just get your head taken off.
Yep.
That's going to be a fast dash. Lilac hears these players coming into the A site. They do not know where she is. Lena not quite going to find a kill, but not going to find a death either. Brooklyn finds Lilac in tree. And now as the bomb goes down, it's just going to be another one of those rounds where Luna is forced into a numbers disadvantage with the spike timer being continuously ticked.
Oh, that blind is going to be really tough as Saber is taken down by Brooklyn. And that is now bringing up Waterloo 5-2. They're again searching for another flawless round, but Lena able to shut that down by taking out Jiyoung. Waterloo White again. The clock is ticking. Lena takes another pick.
They've got to find, and as finds a third, but the bomb is ticking. Not able to find a fourth, and that is going to be the third round to Waterloo. I mean, you know the bomb is taking down. You just got to save the gun there. You've got a Phantom in hand.
Yeah.
You're down Econ. You just got to escape with that.
Yeah, but not able to, and Waterloo takes round 3.
Do we see? Yeah, and I believe Luna actually forced up in that round.
Yep.
So they're not going.
That's how they were looking to win
find
their,
weaponry going into the round round 4. And this is looking like Waterloo may just run away with the lead that they have right now. They've got a fantastic hold on the offensive side there, and they're just waiting too. They know that these Waterloo players have to push up to make this game anything worth winning.
I mean, yeah, we know that what they pick up early, sometimes they just do not let go. Brooklyn waiting for this door to open, now going to be walking through with the nade. Oh, not throwing it out just yet. All right. But they are now going to be taking over the C site. Lena trying to shut down, but Brooklyn takes 2 picks already. It is up 5-2 with Pookie Wookie Bear sending that plant. Probably with Wingman, if I reckon.
Purple Lilac actually does find one.
Nice.
Finds a second
Two.
with a stinger. Stinger, dinger.
All right, Cal
This
Luna's
one's
going to
go
be
down.
very careful if they want to turn this round back around through the gunfight, seeing as the Raze is super low HP right
I mean,
now.
all these players are on mound. They have no hold over sight. Whoopa not going to find another, and I think Purple Light's going to do the exact same thing, going to risk the gun to get a defuse that they have no chance of getting.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to pick up take picks at that point, but I just don't think it's worth it at that
No,
point compared to the gun.
That's kind of what it's looking like Cal Luna's detriment is right now, and in both of these maps.
Yeah.
They're forcing kills that they either have no chance of winning or don't need.
Yeah, it's like they can't get the defuse and they don't need the kills.
So
is
we
the thing.
might as well take the weapon.
Yeah.
So it's looking like they're maybe playing a little too kill hungry.
A little gung-ho, I would say.
Little, definitely gung-ho for sure. And it's just Waterloo is keeping their composure in these post plants, making sure that they are not risking anything that they don't need. Waterloo going seaside here. They've got Hoopa has good hold. Actually does find
Nice.
one.
Saber Dice finding another, throwing in that grenade, but Waterloo back
Not
up just in
quite
time.
able to
and
find the
Pookie-
second.
Yeah, Pookie Bear takes that trade.
Castley finds one.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Actually does find the detain there. Saber Dice barely not
Flashbang.
just getting util dumped there, not wanting to
Yeah.
risk the kill. And Waterloo is now up 5-0 in this second map.
That is looking very rough for Cal Luna. Again, we saw them take games last game when they started on defense. I mean, started on offense, but now it is just looking harder and harder to see what kind of lifeline they may crop up if they want to take any rounds in this game.
So now Waterloo just gonna do a little bit of a default. Waterloo down in weaponry once again, does not have to worry. I actually like this play from Waterloo. They're down weapon, that they're just waiting for Waterloo to maybe be forced into a bad position. Whoop actually does find Castley in mound, and that is a free gun for Cal Luna. But now they've just got to keep the pressure. And now as Waterloo rotates back to this A side, Lilac finds one, Admire finds the trade, but I mean, that is just exactly what Cal Luna needs for this site. Oh, the double blind comes through. Pookie actually able to find both players. Valley finds one. And now it is just going to be these two players. Pookie no util to deny with, but the weaponry difference is just immense. Pookie finding a third. Lena finding the trade. Just has to find Ji-Young. Missing the knives. Missing all of her knives. Gonna have to push now.
Yep.
Not able to find it. Looking at the wrong angle. Ji-Young is able to solidify that sixth round.
Yeah, giving the game to Waterloo.
And like I always say,
6-0.
Ji-Young it might be 3-1 right now, but I always like to say they're finding the kills that matter.
Yeah. I mean, hey, nothing wrong with bringing up the herd. You know what I'm saying? We see Admire at 1-4, but that 7 assists is going a very long way.
This definitely feels more like an initiator game. You've got crazy assists, but you're not getting the kills.
Yeah.
You're letting your other initiator, your sentinel, and your duelist get the kills, as these teams normally like to do. But I mean, Waterloo is just so oppressive. They've already got full control of Rubble. Purple is sitting in tree again, but
I think Lena pretty much had to dump all smoke there, so.
I'm not actually quite sure what that
Another
aftershock.
just kind of strange interaction, yeah.
I'm not quite sure what it grabbed onto. I'm curious.
We've just had a couple strange interactions like that this stream. That's funny.
Whoopa able to find one. Admirer finds the trade. Saber finds a second.
Those doors just every so often create just a Build-A-Bear hallway.
Now we're back in that 2v2 scenario. Rash is down. Nothing to deny with. Finds one. Valley finds the second. And we have a round to Cal Luna.
Yeah. They definitely more than enough time to make that defuse. It's going to cut it a little bit close, but they've got it on.
7 seconds is an eternity in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And now, this game, they figured it out.
Like I
They
said, taking
figured
a round,
out
yeah.
the hold. Now, if they just need to continue it for 5 more rounds.
Yeah, if they can get another round here at least before Waterloo takes back, that'll be a huge benefit.
Yeah, the
to
tough
Waterloo.
part is they're 6 rounds in. Waterloo has a 6-round economy.
Yeah,
I mean, even if they were to lose this round, they still have another bye round before they're forced on an econ.
yeah.
So I mean, it is just a tough time for Cal Luna. They've got to basically win these rounds with no players dying, and that is a tough ask for these Waterloo players, as they have been absolutely dominating the kill feed in these games.
Ooh, say partial blind there. All right. Oh, there's a full blind.
Waterloo players taking a little bit of damage from that raise nade. Wingman actually going to go down and get the plant. Brooklyn getting stunned, but nothing coming of it. Poogie able to find Woopa. Ji-Young finds Purple on the flank. Cassie finds Saber. Brooklyn finds Valley, and that is just
all
a
of the
flawless
clock was
round.
ticking. Yeah, I was like, it was just looking tougher and tougher until it finally became impossible. Waterloo shutting down that Cal Luna possibility for getting a win streak.
Oh my goodness. Waterloo definitely looking super comfortable on the Lotus pick. Brooklyn looking phenomenal on Raze. Castley finding quite a few kills on the KJ as well. It's actually curious playing the lurk but still finding this many kills in that post-plant scenario. It's playing Sentinel fantastically.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it kind of shows with the 7-1 lead right now. Waterloo is going to be pushing into A. However, yeah, it's like, looks like Cal Luna has a bit of a defense prepared, but it's just a matter of if they're going to get slaughtered in this gunfight again.
Smokes come out. Purple is actually stuck in this corner, cannot get out, and is going to die to the molly.
That is very unfortunate.
Lena finds one, does not find a second. On to Brooklyn.
I think she was kind of just trying to pressure some movement even, but
Brooklyn finds one, finds a great second on a fantastic flick. And
Taking
Ji-Young
out Lena,
finding
yeah.
the other two.
really strong team synergy there, being able to make sure that spike goes all the way.
I was genuinely expecting Lena to get that kill there. That is
Yeah.
fantastic from Brooklyn.
I mean, yeah, Lena was really close to being able to clutch it for her team, but just not quite enough there. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Brooklyn at 13-5, really kind of setting the tone for this
Yeah.
game, I would say. Because, like we said, Lena definitely one of the star players on Cal Luna at 5-9. It's just looking pretty tough for Cal Luna to hold on here. They are going to be looking for another round,
early
but
kill on the Castley.
definitely going to be looking for another round. But like I said, it's just hard to see where their lifeline may be.
Yeah, they've got a potential A stack here. Lena able to avoid the breach concuss. Finds a second.
All
Gonna
right.
die to the raise grenade. That is a tough find for Lena there. She tries to avoid dying to Admirer. And now all three of the Waterloo players are in rubble. They're waiting out the KJ ult. Doesn't find anybody. And now it's just a decision of where Waterloo wants to take this fight.
Right there.
They can take it on A, or they can rotate to the B or C side. And it's looking like they are going to rotate out of the A side. And a potential long flank.
All the way to C, I
Definitely,
believe.
yeah, going to actually opt in for a long flank to C.
Cal Luna, meanwhile, trying
Whoopa-
to catch up.
Whoopa hears it, knows that they're on this side. 33 HP, one tap to the Vandal. Gonna die. And now it is a 3v3. All three of Luna's players are near the C side, I'd say.
Near enough.
But now Wingman gets the plant down, and it's still a 3v3 gunfight, as I mentioned before. Gecko
Yeah, assuming
able to have a free plant. Purple Lilac finds one, is not able to find the second.
Ji-Young
These
trade.
last two players coming in from Waterfall. Pookie finds one. They know where the last one is, and that is going to be round number 10.
They were almost a little late to that plant. I was going to get a little worried there, Evan, because we saw that it was Wingman planting it. And I was like, oh, this could be like last game where he goes down. I'm like, nope, just enough time.
Yeah, and I mean, where it got planted, there's plenty of cover on that seaside to kind of keep Wingman active. It would take a lot of util dumping, and from those two characters left, Harbor and KJ, I do not think they had any util left to spend on a Wingman. Brooklyn finding one, able to. Lena's gonna take out Brooklyn.
Yeah, nice trade for both teams, really.
They found Valley in Lotus.
All right.
Lena finds a second before getting traded.
Yeah, again, these trades are just really rough for Cal Luna, considering that Waterloo already has such an advantage.
Yeah, and Saber only having a ghost to their name. And now another Waterloo full rotate to the seaside. And this time, Luna has absolutely no idea that these players are gone.
And really absolutely no advantage, Evan, because, I mean, last time they still had the 4-3 lead. Now it is 2-3 with Cal Luna at the numbers disadvantage. And they are going to have to struggle to catch up here, especially because it looks like Waterloo is going to be able to plant before Cal Luna has even started to really rotate over.
Yeah, and I think realistically here, you go down rubble, you grab the guns first, and you just hope and pray that you can find a couple of exit frags. But this is just a tough find for Cal Luna. Even the Ghost finding the Spectre. We've seen Lilac do some great stuff, but not knowing where Pookie is at, is able to find that kill. Saber not able to find either.
Able to take a pick. Wow. Really unfortunate for Cal Luna there, as Waterloo now brings their lead to 10-1. This is the last round before swap. No timeouts this set.
No timeouts at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant. This
match, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, my brain is stuck in Omega Strikers mode. I was thinking set as as rounds.
That's me with FGC's where it's like, okay, rounds, games, sets.
Now, both teams on a bye here. Obviously, it's the last round. Luna needing something, needing a lifeline.
Yeah, again, we did see them be able to take 2 rounds on defense last time. I mean, offense last time, but again, there's just no time. Kind of just spraying and praying. We have seen Brooklyn put in a lot of work this game, so perhaps I should be more polite to call it a spray and pray. I mean, this is pretty calculated. Well, the Rocket certainly is going to have a thing or two to say about
Rosa ult.
Yeah.
All right, we got to... You're 10-1 right now. I got to bring it down a peg. Valley actually does find the first kill onto Brooklyn, but the spike is down on C, and none of these players are even remotely aware.
Not even
that
close.
Not an A push.
I was like, taking first blood was pretty important there, although they did just get traded, which, like I've said, most trades are pretty much detrimental to Cal Luna, considering they're already at the disadvantage in the game overall. But yeah, not even remotely close to the C side.
If I'm being honest, I was paying so much attention to this fight on Brooklyn that I didn't even see that this Waterloo team was pushing C.
It's that art of misdirection, Evan.
Yeah, I mean they even got me, and I can see where they're at.
Yeah, I was like, I'm omniscient for all intents and purposes. All right, 11-1, and they are now gonna swap over. But 1 round away from match point, is that really enough time to say that Cal Luna is going to take more than a few rounds, maybe?
They've got to win pistol, and then they've got to win the bonus and the buy-up. Or sorry, they have to win the buy-up and then the bonus as well. And I mean, from what we've seen and from what we've seen from Waterloo so far, that is a tough ask. It is. Well, they've been playing phenomenally. Their shots have been hitting. Their composure is there, and I mean, these players have just played so passively when they need to, aggressively when they need to, and they're playing great value.
It's what I always call a tough sell, where it's like, you played great, so no hard feelings, but it's like, I just cannot stretch away for you to find a win in the set here. I mean, a win in the game, really. I was like, you can definitely take a few rounds. We've seen them take a few rounds on offense, but 11-1 lead, only 1 round away from match point for Waterloo in a round that they're probably going to take. It's just looking rough, especially because, yeah, we see them already go up 2 picks, up 3, up trade, and then, yeah, taking 4. It's now 4-1, and that is almost the round. Lena taking a good pick at the end there, but Brooklyn finishing it off. lightning fast round there.
Match point.
Evan is slack-jawed.
I don't. I'm not entirely sure what I just watched there.
Yeah.
That was, a couple of the Luna players getting caught out by Omen Paranoia, and it just allowed Cassie to walk in for free and just right-click dump that classic magazine into their heads. And now Waterloo on match point with the buy-up.
Placing swamp grenade.
I believe Luna might have forced up as well here, just trying to keep any round available, or keep the matchup as even as possible into this final round. I always like to say it is a lot easier to force a round 3 on defense than it is on offense.
Yeah.
Cassie, Admire actually finds Woopa. Valley finds
Spray
one.
into that smoke.
Pookie finds the trade.
I almost still thought that Cal Luna was on defense. They're like, well, they're pulling it together, doing pretty good. I'm like, oh, wait, oh, no. Oh, no, match point at Waterloo. White is up 3-2, going down 2-1.
Now Lena is the last alive.
And
for
we have
Luna.
seen her put in a lot of work in these gunfights, but she is flanked, and that is a
is going
team
to be
ace.
it for this matchup. Waterloo taking game 2, 13-1. Both games going to Waterloo with a total round score of 26-3.
Yeah, that is a rough time for Cal Luna, but a great time for Waterloo, and overall, I would say a great round of Valorant, Evan.
No, it was definitely exhilarating. I loved seeing when Luna was finding those rounds, they were playing it phenomenally.
Yeah.
And I think going forward, they just have to find what they did right, what made it work, and they have to continue keeping that pressure, keeping that momentum that they're finding going into the following rounds of their wins.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, it was really just hard to see what Cal Luna's lifeline could have possibly been there when there's already such a heavy deficit at round swap. It's really just like hard to put that together.
Honestly, it's one of those like mental things, right?
Yeah.
You see that you're down 10 rounds. They only need 3 more to win, and you're just kind of thinking, is this doable?
You have won in the last game. You only took 2. It's Like we said, still pretty great plays considering this was a pretty lopsided matchup even going into it, just based on standings alone. This is the expected outcome, but still great. Putting up a great fight nonetheless.
Yeah, but with the end of it, Waterloo wins 2-0 in this matchup. We are in week 9 right now. We are in round 9, week 5.
Yep.
And we'll be back with a little bit more. We'll keep it going. We've got tomorrow. We have got, I believe it is Terps versus NMSU. That is going to be in Mexico State. And then next Thursday, we'll be back once again, Micah and I, with Cal Luna again. You just watched them play, and they will be playing ASU's Snaily Clan. And then next Friday, we will be watching NMSU play Carleton.
Yes. And of course, one last time, we would like to give a thanks to our sponsor, Rockstar. This event is powered by Rockstar, as is GCU Esports. We could not be putting on this event without them. Their energy drinks keep you feeling like a rock star and energized throughout the day. Just so much reason to help support them as they've supported us, giving us that $5,000 prize pool that is at least a small part of the reason why everyone has signed up. I would like to think there's also, the camaraderie and teamwork and the love
idea
for the
of
game.
being able to participate.
But $5,000 definitely doesn't hurt.
It's like, here's a women's Valorant league. That's really cool. Wait, money?
I say money definitely doesn't hurt your motivation, and Rockstar Energy definitely helps your motivation as well. And so we would also like to thank you guys for watching our stream, and especially you teams for coming out to play. Cal Esports. Waterloo,
and all the other teams that are participating this week.
Yeah.
Just as a quick update, starting next Saturday, if you are interested at all, GCU, as well as the other 3 Arizona schools, NAU, U of A, and ASU, will be competing in what has been called the Western Cactus League. It is a chance for these 4 schools to steal a spot in one of 4 game titles: Valorant, Rocket League, Super Smash Bros. And
Sure.
Overwatch. And the teams that do end up winning these sets of games will be given a free entry into May Madness,
Yes.
the Esports U version of March Madness. It is an absolutely phenomenal time. We are so honored to be able to send teams to this May Madness matchup. So if you are at all interested in how these games will turn out, we will be streaming every single match that gets played. It is a it's not round robin. It's just like a single bracket double elim
Yes.
round of 4 teams that will be played throughout the course of 2 days.
And if I may, I will also be not to plug, will be commentating for Super Smash Brothers for the Arizona Cactus League. So you
I'll
can
be doing Valorant.
or what's up?
I'll be doing Valorant.
Exactly. So you can catch us both there because GCU Esports, of course, will be hosting this event.
Oh yes, it will be
Um,
streamed right where you're watching right
Just bringing camaraderie to the
Arizona
valley,
State.
we'll say. Just like Purple Rain has been trying to bring camaraderie to the Valorant scene at large,
Yep.
give a place for women and marginalized genders to compete.
now. Absolutely. So if you are at all interested, the 9th and 10th will be Rockstar. Will be Rocket League and Valorant, and the 16th and the 17th will be Super Smash Bros. And Overwatch. So if you are at all interested in watching these 4 schools duke it out for a chance to enter May Madness, feel free to check it out. And with that, I think we are all infoed out. I think we will be sending it off. We would like to thank you guys once again for tuning in and watching the matchup between Waterloo and Cal Luna. Once again, I have been Evan Kettler.
I've been Micah Taylor. We will see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned.